good morning astronauts, hope you're all well this morning. As promised, we're going to do some biscuits this morning, some shortbread biscuits. Now we haven't got Clive this morning, he's had to go to the dentist having some work done on his teeth. So I've lost him for the morning, so I've tried to set this up so we can do it in one take. So, shortbread biscuits. Now we're going to be using this Kenwood Chef. It's a retro Kenwood Chef, but it's not retro, it's old. It's my mother's. It's from the 1960s. I've never used it before, so I've got it out the cobwebs, cleaned it down. We're going to have a go at using the mixer. So let's start with what you need. You're going to need 3 baking sheets. Line 3 baking sheets with some baking paper. Dead simple. Now what I usually do, put a bit of butter on the bottom to stick the paper on so it doesn't come off. So 3 of those, put those to one side. Now for the mix, you're going to need 175 grams of softened butter. Now what I do is just take it out of the fridge, cube it up, bring it up to room temperature, a little trick, stick it on the radiator for 10 minutes if you need to do it quickly. So 175 grams. 175 grams of plain flour and a little bit for dusting afterwards for making the dough. So 175 grams of plain flour, 75 grams of caster sugar and 75 grams of semolina. And that's it. That's your mix for your biscuits. Then we're going to have 3 flavours. First one, some milk chocolate chunks. 50 grams milk chocolate chunks. Flaked almonds, 40 grams of flaked almonds and a teaspoon of almond extract. Buy that from the supermarket. And then the final flavour, some finely grated rind of a lemon. Dead simple, get your grater and grind it up. And some demerara sugar. We're going to need 1 to 2 tablespoonfuls of demerara sugar. So there you go. There's the ingredients. Let's start with the mixing. Right, move the mixer onto the workstation. And it's as simple as putting the flour in the bowl, putting the sugar in the bowl, putting the semolina in the bowl, and finally, with a spoon, putting the softened butter in the bowl. Now, if you haven't got one of these mixers, you could just use a big bowl and get a hand whisk and do it with a hand whisk. Also, you could just mix it with a wooden spoon. There's 3 ways to do it. This is the simplest way, of course. So let's have a go at this. First time I've used this. Here we go. Right, I've just changed from a whisk to a K-beater. So let's try that. Much better. And that's it. Right, what we need to do is get some flour, dust your work surface, and get the dough out of the bowl, and we're just going to knead it like so. Take that out of the way. Do excuse me with the food mixer, it's the first time I've used it. Should have used the beater, not the whisk to start with, but we learn as we go along. That's the old excitement with baking and cooking with gel. Don't know what I'm doing half the time, but there you go. I do really. Right, so you've got your dough. You need to divide that roughly into 3. So just cut that up into 3 And again, a bit more flour. And just knead each one. Just one. Two. And make sure you've cleaned your work surface down. I always do mine with antibacterial spray. Clean it off well with some clean water and a sponge. Make sure it's dry before you start doing this. And three. So we've got 3 balls, or 3 lots of pastry there, ready to do the flavouring. Right, your first flavouring. Get your dough. Lemon. So we're doing the lemon zest ones. So just sprinkle that over your work surface and work in the lemon zest. Like that. So it's all worked in to the dough. Right, that's it. So, get some of the demerara sugar. I'm using 1.5 tablespoonfuls, and got to get that into the lemon mix. That's it. Then we need to roll that out into a sausage, which needs to be approximately 8 inches long. That's it, it's about right. Then get some cling film and pop the sausage in the cling film and roll it up and pop it in the freezer for about 30 minutes. Next, oven. Set your oven. 160 fan, 180 normal, gas mark 4. Gas mark 4, get that right. So 160. There we go. Oven set at 160. Get your next piece of dough. We're going to do the milk chocolate chips. Put them onto the work surface, and we're just going to put those into the dough. So knead in your chocolate chips into your dough. That's it. If you're getting a bit sticky, put a bit more flour on the surface. Missing Clive today. Right, okay, that's your chocolate chip. So, grab one of your baking sheets. And we're just going to roll these into little balls. And let's see how many we get out. I think 15 to 20. So, pop them onto the baking tray. So we've only got 11 out there, that'll do. Just spread them out. And put them to one side. Right, the almond ones, a bit more flour. Grab you the almonds, put them on, nearly all of them, and knead these almond flakes, flaked almonds, into this dough. That's it, and also the 1 teaspoon, only a teaspoon of almond extract. So we put that on and also knead that in, which is going to give them flavour. Well, extra almond flavour. Here we go. Lovely smell of almonds. And that's it. Get your next baking sheet. We're going to do exactly the same. Probably make these a bit smaller. Doesn't really matter about the size. I mean, you can get anything up to 20 out of these. You know, but we'll say between 10 and 20. So we're going to make these a bit smaller. So we keep the chocolate, the milk chocolate ones are larger. These are slightly smaller. There we go. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Right, out of those. Right, just clean down the surface. Grab your first lot of dough balls. Get a fork. And we're just going to press them down onto the sheets so they're about an inch and a half to 2 inches wide. There we go, biscuit shapes. So that's the first lot. Now the almond ones, get a few more almond flakes and stick them on the top of the balls. Perfect. Right, and we'll do the same with these. Just give them a bit of a squash with the back of the fork. And just double check them to make sure they're just spread out evenly, because they're going to spread in the oven. Just a little bit of effort now. There we go. Move these across a bit. That's it. So that's what you're looking for on your baking sheet. So we've got the almonds, and we've got the milk chocolate ones, And the temperature of the oven is just about right now, so we're going to pop these in for 10 minutes. So in we go. Okay, we'll come back in 10 minutes. Okay, time has just gone off. It's been 10 minutes. I've given a little bit extra, about 11 to 12 minutes. So we're going to take them out of the oven now. They should just be perfect. So, as always, oven gloves. Hands don't go well with ovens. And there they come. Lovely, look, very nice, very nice. There's the almond ones, put them to one side. And the chocolate chunk ones, put them to one side. That's it. So, leave the oven on, and we're going to get the lemon one out of the freezer. Okay, so it's nice and hard. And what we're going to do with this is get a knife, and we're going to chop it up into close as we can, 1 centimetre round circles. Right, I've got just 18, so you get up to 20, we'll say. Grab your last baking sheet. Well, mine's a baking tray because I've only got 2 baking sheets. Doesn't matter, baking tray, baking sheet. And pop these on and make sure you space them quite well. There we go. And we're going to pop these in for 10 minutes, same as those. In we go. So we'll be back in 10 minutes. Right, 10 minutes is up, so time to take the last lot out of the oven. Oven off. That's lovely, and that's the last lot out of the oven. Now, we're just going to leave those for 10 minutes to cool down, and then we'll have a little taste. Right, that's just been about 10 minutes. Now, they're still going to be a little bit warm, but that's going to be scrumptious to eat. So what I've done, I've took one of each onto a plate just to show you the consistency. Now, I hope you can see there without Clive, I'm doing this sort of manually. You see the chocolate one and the almond one are more rustic, with where I prodded them with the back of the fork, and the lemon one is more rounded because we sliced that up and it was hardened up in the freezer. Lovely. So, to the taste. Now, apologies again, no Clive today. I hope that's worked okay and come out all right. No interlude today, again, no Clive. I've lost him for the whole week. He's got to recover from this, quite a tensive thing with his teeth apparently, but should have him back in a week or two, and we'll have some little interludes next time. So let's have a taste and see how they come out. First of all, chocolate chip. Delicious. Biscuits so easy. Oh, lovely. Cup of tea. Fantastic. Almond one. Contrasting taste, but complements the other one. Very nice. And finally, the lemon one with the demerara sugar. lemon zest hits you. Very sweet, but of course the sugar is complementing the lemon. You know, the bitter and the sweet. Beautiful. Now, with these, what you need to do, stick them in an airtight container and layer them with kitchen paper. They'll last longer, about 3 to 4 days. Fantastic with a cup of tea, or if you're a wine person, pour yourself a glass of wine. Fantastic. Right, hope you like that one. As always, if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button, press the like button. Apparently that does something. Quite don't know what it does. And if you want to see me again, press the notifications button. It'll ping you and say, Shell's uploaded a new video. Great. Have a nice afternoon. See you soon.